Well, we finished the top row of our sheathing on the outside of the house. We drilled a couple holes for our duct work. And yeah. What else did we do?
We ran our vent for our fart fan. I wish I would have known that if you don't have like your box for your roof, you don't have to wait to Tyvek that. You can go ahead and wrap it, just leave extra hanging over so you can go ahead and fold it onto your 2x6 when you frame your box for your roof.
Well, I learned something new that I didn't know before, which is about nailing off your sheathing. That I had always done it right along the edge of like a window or a door opening, but I think what Corey was saying is that you need to have it on the stud next to that as well, or instead, or something. I'm not sure, but that was something I learned. So I went back and added nails on those studs.
No, I guess it's not really a mistake, but if you don't like coming back with a Sawzall and trimming off your sheathing, then just make sure to cut it exact. Like for a few of ours, we cut it a little bit over, so we just had to go back and shave it off, but nothing too big. Probably just have one guy cutting pieces for your sheathing while the other one finishes nailing. The same thing as yesterday. It just keeps the workflow going better. So today you're going to need your circular saw to make those last cuts for our wall sheathing. You're going to need a nail gun to nail in your sheathing. After we're done with our sheathing, you're going to go ahead and hop to drilling holes for your ducts, your vents, and your GFIs. We're going to use a 4-inch hole dozer. That's for our ducts. A 1-inch spade bit. That's for our pancake light. 1.5-inch spade bit for our GFIs. You're going to need a drill to drill those. We're going to move to our Sawzall, and we're going to go around and trim off any excess OSB on the corners and just make sure that it's flush 90-degree corners. And of course, you're going to need a tape measure to measure your distance and where your holes are going to go.
So as Isaiah's cutting out our pieces for our top on the sheeting on the outside, I'm just going around making sure I didn't miss any nails, cutting out any windows that we didn't get to previously, and just making sure there's a nail everywhere there should be a nail. So we're working on our vent for our dryer right now. This is gonna do a 90 like this. It's gonna go up here, and we already marked our hole. Isaiah's gonna cut our hole out right here that goes through the roof. We've also got some blocking in here for our junction box right here. Where is that thing? This is gonna go. We put blocking, so if you can see those holes on the top and the bottom of the box. Up there, yeah. We're gonna drill in there, so we had to add blocking top and bottom for that. Yeah, we got our hole drilled for our vent for our exhaust fan as well over there. And then I think next we're gonna be working on the junction box.
That's basically it. It's that simple. That's simple.
Yeah. Let's take it out, because we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna cut the length down here. Well, we know it fits. Cool.
Blew it out. So right now I'm drilling my hole for the wire we left hanging for our outside pancake light box. I already drilled my stub outs for my GFIs, and I'll talk about those measurements later. But for this, we're gonna come 1 foot in from the doorway. So from this trimmer stud, if it carries up here, you go 1 foot over. That's about 4 inches, and 2 inches down. So I'm gonna drill that hole. I use a 1-inch spade bit for that hole. And coming down to our GFIs, we're gonna make our hole with our 1.5-inch spade bit because we need to fit our Romex clamps in that hole. So this hole is just gonna be maybe like an inch in from the nearest stud. Then you should have your wire out here coiled up already. So we're gonna come about 4 inches up, about 5 inches up to the center of this hole from our subfloor, and that should give us about 18 inches from the bottom of the glue lamb to the hole from the outside of our wall sheathing, and that's what we're looking for.
So we're gonna run this defty thing for the exhaust fan. It's gonna go, it's flexible, so we are just gonna bend it. It's gonna be sticking out the top of our, from our roof, 12 inches. I'm just gonna mark it so I know when I'm at 12. And yeah, you just bend it and attach it with tape. Oh, you're almost there. Pull it.
So we finished up the top of their shear, and we just came back and take a look at it. Some of it they had to trim up the sides. They got kind of overcut on it, so they just took a sawzall or their circular saw and just cleaned up the edges, anything that was hanging over. They missed a couple spots, but not a big deal. They got it all nailed off. Like we were saying earlier, is just kind of mind the nails when you shoot above your beam, that you don't have those shiners coming through. Yeah. If you do, just quickly pull those out and adjust for it. So inside, we got our exhaust fan piped up. And this is just going to be aluminum flex tube, 4-inch. And the easiest way to get it to install is bend it into the shape that you want and then put it in. And then tape it up. You don't have to worry about bracing it or anything. Just make sure you got a nice clean 90. You don't want to angle it or do any heavy angles. Just bend a 90 into it and put it in place and then tape it off. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to attach it. You know.
Everything look good?
Everything looks awesome. The build's coming along nice and clean. Yeah, we're really happy with it right now.